The Saint Denis bank job is supposed to be the Linde gang's grand finale. Enough money to leave the outlaw life behind and start fresh. But what begins with confidence quickly unravels. Initially, the plan looks solid. Hosea stages a distraction, Dutch keeps pressure on Milton, and the gang breaches the bank. Forces open the vault, and then detonates explosives to break through the wall. From that point, though, things go off the rails. One of the first cracks appears in the distraction. Hosea is taken hostage by Agent Milton, even while the gang is executing its plan. Milton uses Hosea as leverage, demanding Dutch surrender. Dutch tries to negotiate, but Milton kills Hosea anyway. That single act destroys any chance of finesse or de-escalation. It shifts the robbery into a desperate fight for survival, rather than a calculated heist. The Pinkertons arrive in force, turning the bank into a death trap. Compounding the disaster, casualties mount quickly. John gets captured and is sent to the Sisika Penitentiary. Lenny dies on the rooftop, under heavy Pinkerton fire. Meanwhile, Dutch orders Arthur to place dynamite to breach walls and facilitate an escape. What should have been a swift exit becomes a chaotic sprint across rooftops and through an abandoned apartment before finally heading for the docks. By then, the job has cost the gang far more than it ever promised to gain. But beyond the direct firefight, deeper structural failures make the job all but doomed. The gang had already made themselves conspicuous in Saint Denis, robbing a trolley station on Bronte's orders, conducting overt operations in a city full of eyes, and essentially painting a target on themselves. They weren't subtle, they courted attention, and when you do that in a town where power brokers like Angelo Bronte and agents like Milton lurk, you're flirting with disaster. Then there's the question of intelligence. Who tipped off the Pinkertons? Some believe Micah Bell starts acting as an informant. Others argue that no single rat was needed. The gang simply got sloppy enough that the Pinkertons pieced things together on their own. The killing of Bronte may have pushed the Pinkertons to pay more attention to the gang's movements, or Bronte himself may have turned on them. Either way, the timing suggests the bank robbery was never truly off the grid. Another vital failure was underestimating the resistance inside the bank and neglecting hostage strategy. The gang doesn't meaningfully use civilians as leverage. They often place people into rooms rather than holding them to control the panic. That limits their negotiating power and forces more violent solutions. In contrast, in tighter heists, controlling the civilians can stifle panic and slow law enforcement response. The bank mission marks a critical shift. Up until now, the gang could weather setbacks, but this time they lose key members. Their resources are depleted, and John is incarcerated. It changes the power balance. It accelerates Dutch's paranoia, pushes Arthur toward disillusionment, and foreshadows the internal fractures that will consume them all.